What's up, guys, and welcome back to Faded Shot Sports. My name is Jack McCloud.
And I'm Rizzo.
And today we are talking about none other than the, what are they called, Skanky Browns? Crappy Browns.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, you think so, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I got the paperwork right here. What do you got?
Well, I got some paperwork right here.
You got nothing without your glasses, though.
Yes. Well, I'll put my glasses on when it's time to read.
Well, it's starting to get that time.
Okay.
But
so anyhow,
we are not going to be doing a show like we did last week, due to the fact that we were too loud for our producers. So first, we're going to talk about is.
I think we're going to talk about the
Browns and Colts, right?
Browns and Colts.
You know, the Browns that just lost by 6 points.
Was it 6 or 7?
It was 6. It was 18-24. That's 6 points. I'm going to start this off. I have some points. I'm going to talk about the Cleveland Browns. He's going to talk about the Colts. I wanted to say today we're only going to be talking about the starters. And we are sorry about how loud our video was last week. We didn't mean for it to get out of hand with the yelling. To any of you that was offended by the yelling, I am sorry. Kinda.
I don't think we were that loud.
I don't think we're that loud either, but the producers.
The producers, you know, they're like, woo, producers.
Anyway,
sorry, producers.
the Indianapolis Colts beat the Cleveland Browns by 24-18. I will give it to the Browns, though. I will give it to the Browns. They put up 15 points in that last quarter.
Absolutely they did.
And then went and traded the quarterback that did it instead of trading Baker Mayfield. Was that a dumb decision or a smart decision on their part?
Oh, well, as far as I can see, Baker Mayfield, he is, let's see, he is going to be the man.
Okay, well, he just got demoted to second-string quarterback by the Cleveland Browns for the new recruit, Eli the Machine, not Manning.
Yeah, Mr. Old Man.
Manning.
Oh, wait, Manning, yes. Well, you know what?
Here's the thing. I'm sure this is what they're thinking. He's won 2 Super Bowls, right? He's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback a few years ago.
Here's what's...
Hang on. So, years ago, he won 2 Super Bowls, right? Eli Manning, what are your first thoughts on this trade? They traded Brock Osweiler, the quarterback that couldn't get it done in Denver. Almost brought him back to win this game. And they also traded Ratley.
Well, here's my thing. Here's what...
You're the Brown fan. You have to...
Here's what I think. I think, you know what? They brought in a Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
But it was a long time ago.
Doesn't matter. He is going to take Mayfield under his wing, and he's going to teach him.
But is
it worth
the cap space? It's $5 million for a quarterback that can't get it done in New York. You got rid of. I get it. You got rid of a quarterback that couldn't get it done in Denver. Whatever, right? But Eli couldn't get it done. Hasn't been able to get it done in New York for years. They even got rid of Odell to the Browns because Odell didn't like what Eli was doing.
You know what? The proof is in the pudding. You know what? It's going to come out. It's going to show.
Here's my question. Here's my question. Did they bring in Eli to make OBJ happy? Or was it to make the coach happy because he talks so highly of Eli? Or was it because Baker just simply can't get it done?
Well, you know what? He is a young coach.
Yeah, he's 20, almost 22.
He's 21. Going to be 22 coming up here probably pretty soon.
Yeah, at the end of the year, after next offseason, he'll be turning 22.
So you know what? So here's what I think. I think they brought in Eli to maybe lift up the team a little bit, and even though he didn't get it done other places, he's got this young quarterback that I believe can get it done, and what he can show this young quarterback can mean a lot for this team.
But what happens if they go 0-16? Because I mean, Eli's games is slipping down. At what point, at what loss ratio, do you switch back from Eli and go back to Baker?
It would have to be I would go back to Baker at a probably a 50% ratio.
So they go 1-1, go back to Baker, or is it more 4-4?
More a 4-4, or maybe a
3-3.
probably a 4-4.
Yeah,
I would say.
That's half the season. At half the season, if they go 4-4, and Baker gets put as quarterback one, he has to win every single game in order to go to the playoffs.
Especially, losing this game against Indianapolis,
That's why they made this trade, though. Because, yes, Brock made it to where it was...
Okay.
Brock brought up 15 points and you trade him. Why not trade Baker that couldn't get it done against the Colts? He went 3 for 9. Last week he went, 6-9? And 75 yards this week, and he had more yards last week. At what point do you just get rid of him?
I feel that for this game, just calling this game, I feel Indianapolis, playing with luck, and everything. They just got lucky with luck. That's what it is.
I thought that's what your opponent was gonna be.
They just got lucky with luck. Even though they did go 11-14. He did go 11-14.
Did he get a touchdown though?
Yes, he got one touchdown.
Okay, that's the difference maker. Baker did not get a touchdown. He didn't. He went 75 yards, 3-9, 8.3 yards per attempt, and got sacked one time in 2 quarters. That's in 2 quarters. Look what Dak Prescott did last week in 1 quarter.
Yes.
Okay, and I mean, look what he's going to do this week in 1 quarter, in 2 quarters.
What, you're gonna bring up the Dallas Cowboys already?
We're not going to cover that game.
Bring them up in here already? Huh?
Let's not get too loud.
Okay, let's not get too loud. But are you gonna already start with me on the Cowboys?
I'm just saying.
Because we know that the Cowboys are just like the loser team,
Yes, the Cowboys are the loser team. That won last week, right? So did the Browns. I'll give you that. But the Browns lost this week. So plain and simple, the Browns lost, and they got rid of the quarterback that almost won them the game. The quarterback that brought up 15 points. They went for that 2-point conversion.
I think that all had to do with the calls of the offensive coach.
The calls ran through the head coach, though. Every call was ran through the head coach.
That head coach, I think that Dalton Martin did an excellent job in the end of that game.
Okay, you think
for what he did?
Let's not get to the end of the game yet. Let's talk about the beginning of the game, the first half. Des Bryant, you just signed him for $7.05 million, correct?
Yes.
0 receptions. And between your top 2 receivers, OBJ and Landry, you have 58 yards, no touchdowns. At what point do you say that's not enough?
It's just preseason, dude. It's just preseason.
What happens if the preseason travels on to regular season?
You know what? I just don't think it's going to.
What happens if it does? That's the most important part.
If it does, then maybe it's time to go looking. Go maybe do a little fishing. But I think right now,
let's talk about
that one. I think he jumped a little fast getting Eli. I think Eli was a little bit quick of a deal. You know, I will say that. But, you know, that's why they brought in this young coach, is to make these calls like this.
But what happens when it's the wrong call? Eli,
fire that young coach then. No, I'm just kidding. Then I think they should just take care of whatever they have going on and figure it out. I think that the young coach, Dalton Martin, should just like step back, take a breath, and say, wait a minute. You know, what did I do? And get Baker Mayfield back in there.
But, okay. Answer my question.
So what, are you going to tell me Baker
my
Mayfield isn't going to make it?
I don't know if you answered my question. Was Eli the right call?
I honestly, in my opinion, sorry, Dalton Martin, but I would not have jumped on getting Eli so quickly.
So, in your opinion, it was a bad call.
It was a bad call.
Bad call. It was a bad call. That's what you said, right? Cleveland gave up 3 turnovers in a single game by Brock Osweiler. I'm assuming. Because in my notes, I don't see... Nope. Baker had 0 interceptions. So, is that why they got rid of Brock? Was it the interceptions? But then you got to think about the interceptions by Staten last week. Did he have any? I don't remember. It's not in my notes. And they still haven't get rid of Staten. Statten's still on the team. So could Staten end up being the number 1 overall quarterback?
He could be the number 2, and they could bench Eli.
And pay $5 million for a quarterback's coach that's not really a quarterback's coach? I mean,
yes.
$5 million in cap space even.
Yes.
Let's talk about Cleveland's run game real quick. Kareem Hunt. He did better than last week. He had 41 yards on 7 carries, but he had no TDs. Do you think they're going to move on, not from Kareem, but from the pass game? With the 3 interceptions and the run game being as good as it was for the 1 quarter he was in, and on 7 carries, 41 yards, that's a big, that's what, almost 6 yards on average? Is he as good as Ezekiel Elliott, in your opinion? Is he as good or is he better than Zeke?
He's better than Zeke.
People say that. I mean, Gurley's better than Zeke. Barkley's better than Zeke. Hunt's better. Yes, I get Zeke had his issues off the field, but on the field, Zeke in 3 years has 2 top rushing yards seasons.
And how many playoff games has he been to?
I don't remember. But I mean, again, that's off the.
Has he made it to a Super Bowl?
That neither has Kareem or not Kareem or Gurley. Well, I mean, Gurley has. Yeah, you're right. Gurley has made it to a Super Bowl, but they lost to the Patriots.
To the Patriots.
It doesn't matter.
Patriots.
It's still a loss. A loss is a loss, but in the Super Bowl, it's a loss. I mean, that one hits you hard. That one makes you cry.
Yes, of course it does. It makes you want to cry. But you're still one of the better teams to be able just to get to that plateau.
But will the Rams make it back to that plateau?
The Rams.
Will the Rams make it back to that plateau?
So we're back to the Cowboys and the Rams.
No. I'm just saying, the Rams, you're saying Zeke's one of the lower top 5 running backs, right? You're saying Hunt, Barkley, Gurley are all better than him. So, with Gurley being on the Rams, are the Rams going to make it to the Super Bowl again?
No, I don't believe the Rams are going to make it. We'll just have to see how this.
Well, then is Gurley
preseason
better than Hunt and Zeke? Because he made it to the Super Bowl one time.
Possibly.
But he's only been there one time.
But he's been there one time.
So you're even saying your running back's worse than Gurley?
My running backs?
Yeah.
My Cleveland running backs?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm confused.
Hunt is your running back.
Oh, no. Then definitely not. I mean, we're going to just like... I think Cleveland is just going to blow through everybody this year. I mean, just because they lost this one, Jack.
Okay, but they also had 35 penalty yards. Are penalties in that desperate need of... I mean, I know penalties are bad.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Penalties are going to be bad, you know.
I get that. But they're not a deal breaker, right?
No.
When it comes down to deal breakers, it's turnovers. It's not converting on third down.
It's also the eye of the beholder in these. I think the turnovers is more important than the. You know, when you throw that interception in there, when that quarterback's just off and throwing those interceptions in there, you know, and.
So is that why they moved on? Oh, we already covered it. Don't care. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about Dez Bryant. 0 receptions, 0 yards, 0, all across the board. Been there a week. Pays good money for him, correct? Why not let him play? I mean, he played. He was on the field.
But he
got a participation trophy.
Yeah. He didn't get the ball.
It was thrown to him. He's too old. Cowboys cut him for a reason. It wasn't because of Jason Garrett. It was because he is getting old and he can't do it anymore. Period.
Well, we'll just
covered that last week. I don't think Dez can get the job done. They need to move on from Dez. Trade him. Trade him back to the Cowboys. Trade him to Cincinnati. Trade him to the Dolphins.
He could just be a token.
Token of what?
A token to trade with.
But this coach loves Dez. He's been a Dallas fan for forever, correct?
Yeah.
He was a big fan of Witten, Romo, Dez. He's not going to trade him.
Well, no, so he's hoping to make a team out of his Cleveland.
But the question is Dez the man to do it? OBJ got a catch. Landry got a catch. Dez is the number 2 wide receiver on that team. Didn't get a catch. Do you knock him down to number 3?
Or could that have been the quarterback's fault? Could that have been a bad throw?
That's the question. Or was the call bad?
Or was it the wrong play? Or was the defense just doing something extra good that time? Did they have that read?
I don't think Dez is the man to get it done. And the coach is talking about making him the number 1 overall wide receiver. It's just simply not the man. He's just not the man to get it done.
I think he can do it. I think he is the man that can get it done.
There's a reason he was cut and he didn't play last year.
No, but he's had a whole year to relax and take it easy.
Is that the issue? Is it because he had that year off without training?
So just, let him get some games in. Let's see what happens,
So you're saying for the rest of the preseason, make him the number 1 overall.
I'm not saying make him number 1, but I mean, he can be number 2.
That's where he's at now. And he got no receptions.
And maybe he will.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the defense now. Before we go to Dudley. Oh, you have your notes too that we have to go through. They allowed the Cleveland Browns, your Cleveland Browns, allowed 15 First downs. 15.
15.
If you want to win games, you have to stop the first downs, correct?
Yeah.
They earn 15. Your Browns only earn 9. Where do you see the issues?
I did, they did have 15 first downs compared to the 9, and I see that they need to work on their defense a little bit.
But he's not focusing on defense. He's new quarterback, wide receivers. I mean, tight ends. This guy, and we haven't really seen defense coming in. We see them going out. Defense are going out. Offense coming in. There's an issue there, and the coach needs to adjust.
And you know what? The coach needs to figure this out. Because
or does he think his defense is just good enough?
You know what? I don't even see how Indianapolis won this game against Cleveland.
3 turnovers.
I don't. Three turnovers.
Simple. When it comes down to it, you take away 21 points from Indianapolis, right? It's if they got a touchdown every time they got an interception. It's 3-18 at that point.
I think they need to work harder in the red zone. Cleveland needs to work harder in the red zone. They did get 3.
Let's go.
Indianapolis did get 3 compared to their 2 red zone scores.
Well, Cleveland had 2 touchdowns, and Indianapolis had 3 red zone touchdowns.
But
defense has to stop them in the red zone. We talked about that last week. It's simple. It's the same thing anyone's going to say. The defense has to stop in the red zone, correct?
Look. Indianapolis had 266 yards compared to 321 by Cleveland.
Right.
Cleveland, I'm sorry, but if it wasn't for turnovers and mistakes and things made, they should have won this game. I truly believe Cleveland should have won this game.
And I honestly, I don't like the Colts more than I don't like Cleveland. I will agree with you on that point. They should have won this game. Only because I don't like the Colts. But I like to see you flustered after a loss, so. Turnovers are deal breakers for coaches. And maybe that's what we're seeing. Maybe what we're seeing from this coach is you threw 3 interceptions. You're gone.
Right.
So, is he going to do that to Eli? When Eli has a 4 or 5 interception game? Because it's going to happen. It's Eli Manning. Eli is going to have these.
That's because they're going to go pass.
Why?
I'm sorry. I'm going to pick on my boys here a little bit about Cleveland a little bit. I'm going to tell you that why did they take Baker and go out there and throw all those passes in the beginning instead of
it was only 9 passes though. It was 9 passes and 7 runs, and that's only including the starters. We're only talking about starters today. There's more in here, but we're only focusing starters because that's what the producers want. They don't want us talking about all this stuff, right?
Right. So, Indianapolis halfback Hines, he had 4 attempts getting a mere 25 yards and only picking up 3 yards after contact.
And
that's against Cleveland.
And Kareem had 41 yards on 7 attempts. So 3 more attempts than Hines for a total of 5.9 average, 1 broken tackle, and 10 yards after contact. Total.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is what they did. Of the 10 receivers used, there were 3 overall top team receivers. Yes, was Hilton for 46 yards, Rodgers for 26 yards, and Ebron for 15 yards. Ebron.
Okay, so you're talking about that, right? They had a total of 7 receptions between their top 3 team receivers.
Right.
Between Cleveland's top 3 receivers, they had 2 receptions. What's the issue with that?
The issue with that is
you see the issue, right?
Yeah, I see the issue.
That's why I'm saying Eli Manning's not going to be the saving grace this team needs. Baker Mayfield isn't going to be the saving grace this team needs. What needs to happen is you need to get rid of all your receivers and get all rookies. Take 2 years and train them to be a Super Bowl caliber offense.
No.
Yes.
No, I disagree with that.
Or get rid of your...
I think they should just work with what they got. I'm sorry, but I think Baker Mayfield is going to make one heck of a quarterback.
But if he takes the year off, learning from the great Eli Manning...
No, I'm saying run Baker number 1, run Manning number 2.
It's not going to happen. This coach preaches veterancy, correct? That's what he always talks about. Veterancy. Eli
So
is...
you're talking crap about the coach then. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is the coach has made mistakes.
And he's going to continue. If he goes off veterancy, Dez is going to go number 1 wide receiver, and Eli's going to go number 1 quarterback.
I disagree with that. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Or
Dez goes number 2. OBJ goes number 1, and they do make Eli number 1 because he has the feel with OBJ that he used to in New York.
Yeah.
OBJ and Eli used to be teammates in New York, correct? Is that another reason? Is OBJ not happy with being at the Cleveland Browns? We all know he wasn't happy getting traded. Is it because Eli and OBJ played together that they're going to make Eli number 1?
That's a good possibility. It is a very good possibility that's why they would make Eli number 1 and to keep OBJ to be able to hang on to him. But that
Anyway, our time's starting to run out. We do have a quick segment that we need to get to. Dudley Wilson with our defense, and so we're gonna pass it off to him. Any final remarks that you need to clarify real quick?
I just want to say Indianapolis did have a lot more time of possession than Cleveland did.
But same thing happened last week.
And that's
correct. Same thing happened last week. Cleveland gave up too much time of possession, but they still won.
right.
But was 15 minutes too much time?
Does Cleveland need to work on their defense?
Is it?
I think it's defense. I think they need to get away from the offense.
So do you think the offense for the Cleveland Browns is set?
I think it's pretty much he's done his thing and it's set, and I think he needs to do a little bit of work on his defense now.
And he only has 2 weeks till the season starts, correct? I do agree defense wins championships.
Defense does win championships, and they need to work on.
But without a good offense, so you're saying this offense is Super Bowl caliber? With
I'm
Baker,
saying
Eli,
that-
Dez, OBJ, Hunt, Landry, who's even their tight end? I mean, I don't know who the Browns tight end is.
I don't think they have one.
They have 3. That's the issue. We don't know who half their offense is because they're too busy moving it around on us.
So they need to fix it.
Anyway, we're going to move this on to Dudley Wilson with defense. And hope you guys enjoy this video, and we'll see you guys next time after the Cowboys and Rams. My boys are going to go 35-0.
Oh, I don't know, man.
35-0 Cowboys. I bet money on it.
I don't know. We'll just have to see. I think it's going to be a little tighter game than that. We'll have to see.
Anyway, on to you, Dudley.
Hey, thank you, Jack and Red. And this is Dudley Wilson coming to you from Faded Shot Sports. And I will say that with the defense, Ogunjobi, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was my pick for his 2 solo tackles, his 3 assists, and 1 sack. My player to note on the Cleveland defense is Kursky. He had 2 solo tackles, 1 pass deflection. Indiana's defense, Yasin is my pick for the Colts. Defense, due to his amazing game with 2 solo tackles, 1 interception, and 3 deflections. My player to note is Gathers. He had 3 solo tackles and 1 forced fumble. So, what I'm saying is these guys have got it together. This group, I think they're going to be a group to look at. I think the Colts are going to end up going all the way. So, until next time, this has been Dudley Wilson, Faded Shot Sports. We'll see you next week.